How old are the babies? Great eye, first of all, because yes, I'm going to get to that. Here at the LA Zoo, we've had a little bit of a baby surplus of our great apes. We have 3 babies here at the LA Zoo. That was one of our young boys hitting the glass a little bit. But our babies one's going to be born in August of last year, one in September, and then one in November. So all about several months old by now. Question. Oh, one more time. They're doing a lot of speaking today. Question. Oh, great question. Like, so how do the males and females react to, like, if our babies get harmed or anything? Was that your question? Oh, get taken away? Oh, great question. Well, there's a little bit of nuance I can give to that. Well, if they're taken away by maybe a stranger, of course, like any natural, like, parent or anything like that, they can be very, very protective. But on the flip side, a thing that's actually very natural with our chimpanzees is they do a little bit of alloparenting, which means it kind of takes a village to raise a child. So a behavior they might display is, especially when our mothers get more and more comfortable, they might share their baby a little bit, let other members of our group kind of hold the baby or just hang out with our baby a little bit. So if you ever see that, you might not always necessarily see our mother holding our baby. That will happen most of the time. But that will happen as well, where other members will hold the baby and kind of take care of the baby as well. And that's totally fine and natural. That's just the way our troop kind of supports our new mothers. Great question. Question there. Yeah, great. Chimpanzees live, important part of my life. She's a big reason why personally I love animals. She's a really, really wonderful icon, and she's done so much for chimpanzees and great apes as a whole. She is an incredible woman. Question. Oh, one more time. How do the babies belong to their parents? What do you mean? Oh, great question. Thank you. Yeah, so very different from human babies, right? Because, for example, most of us human mothers, human mothers are usually the one holding on to their babies. But since baby chimpanzees tend to be a lot stronger than human babies, a lot of the time you'll notice that our big new babies will kind of hold on to the mother instead. Sometimes our mothers will also hold on to the chimpanzee babies a little bit as well, especially some of our newer mothers. They'll definitely, because they're just very new to becoming a mother, maybe a little bit nervous, they'll do a little bit more of the holding. But for example, we have a mother who's already been a mother already. Her name is Yoshi. Let me see if I see her. I believe that's going to be the one on top of the rocks over here in the middle. She usually is going to be the one that has a baby on her abdomen, but the baby does most of the holding instead. And that allows Yoshi to maybe climb any trees or rocks or anything like others, right? We don't just like let go of our baby and expect them to hold on to us, right? So yeah, a little bit different. Any other questions so far? Question, yes. Is there like a king or like a leader? Oh yeah, great question. There is. In chimpanzee groups, our leader is going to be known as an alpha. And let me see if I see him yet today. I'll definitely point him out when I see him, but his name is going to be Glenn. He's going to be our alpha, and his role, kind of similar to a king, is to be the leader, protector of all the members of the troop over here. I thought I saw him for a moment, but yes, that's going to be our alpha here at the LA Zoo. His name's going to be Glenn. He's going to have like a little bit of a white beard going on. He's going to be a relatively large chimp as well. And speaking of our members, we're going to have 17 members in total now, which is pretty big for a human care troop. I believe we're one of the biggest, if not the biggest, troop in human care right now. And there's going to be a hierarchy, which means there's going to be low-ranking members and higher-ranking members. And as we touched on before, all the way at the top is going to be our alpha. And then these guys are going to be omnivores as well, so very similar to us humans are going to eat pretty much anything. Right now, I believe they're eating some like tomatoes. I think I see some orange slices as well. They might eat some fruits as well. They don't eat too many fruits and keep their sugar content relatively low. And out in the wild, they'll also eat a little bit of meat. Question right now. Great question. How can you identify like the difference between our boys and girls? It might be a little bit of a silly way to identify them, but it is going to be their bottoms. So like some of the members, if you look at their bottoms, they're going to have like, for those pink swollen bottoms, those are going to be our girls. And then the members that you see that are usually relatively bigger. It's not always a big key way to tell the difference, but a way you can tell the difference between our males is also they have great bladder bottoms. So girls are going to have pink swollen bottoms, and males are going to have tell the genders. Have we ever had chimpanzees fight? Well, yeah, that can definitely happen sometimes. Usually what happens most of the time, at least from what I see, they can have a little bit of rough play or what's known as like physical disagreements. Chimpanzees are going to be even though they're a little bit smaller than us, they are much tougher than us. So the way they handle any emotions or disagreements or frustrations might be a little bit rougher and more physical than we humans tend to do, but it's a total natural part of their behavior. And it's not always necessarily a fight. It might look like a fight to us, but it's not a fight all the time. Okay. Oh, these are awesome questions. So she's asking about like what happens if like the alpha, like they move on, maybe the alpha passes on, who would take that role or anything like that. Most often, if that happens, it would be like maybe if they know their family dynamics, it would be a member that's related to the alpha, because usually what happens with chimpanzees is their role, their what's the word? Their hierarchy role in the troop is whatever their parent is. So if their parent is a higher ranking member, their offspring tends to be a higher ranking member as well. So yes, that would be partially true. But usually what happens before alpha passes on, there will always be younger boys that kind of challenge the role as the alpha. So there's always going to be a cycle of younger boys challenge the alpha. His role to show that he's always going to be still a capable leader. Of course, as he gets older, he can't do that forever, but that's kind of the cycle of becoming an alpha. Well, correct. Only males become an alpha. And that just, I don't believe that just usually doesn't happen. I've never heard of that happening. It will just, as far as I know, it will just always be males. There are going to be high-ranking girls. Like, for example, I believe our oldest member named Regina, she's going to be about 42 years old. I believe she's a relatively high-ranking member, and she can have a lot of say in the troop. A lot of her opinion definitely speaks values, but she won't necessarily be the alpha. And just for chimpanzees, they're just very different from us humans. She specifically just probably wouldn't become an alpha, but she would still have a lot to say, and she'd be a very important part of the group. Question. Oh, like if like other members within the group are just loving on one female member of the group, being affectionate. That can happen sometimes. Like, yeah, for example, with our new mothers, the way they can kind of speak to each other. Sometimes they do raspberries to each other, which is really sweet and nice. Another behavior, the way they kind of talk a lot of the time, from what I see, is grooming. That's a big way of the way they socialize our chimpanzees. Raspberries is one vocalization I can think of that's really, really, really friendly, but grooming is a really, really big part of the way they communicate. Question. Absolutely. What happens to if they get out of their area? Nothing. I don't believe that's happened. At least for what the time I work here. This exhibit is going to be a little bit of an optical illusion. It looks a little bit like closer and shorter than it really is. So there's going to be like a big dip right in front of us right here. So despite how athletic our chimpanzees are, they can't make the jump to us, and they wouldn't be able to climb like outside of here because the walls too flat and things like that. So you're definitely safe, and the chimpanzees won't be able to come out. I believe I saw our alpha Glenn. So behind this tree, the tree that's closest to us right now, you might see the profile view of one of our chimpanzees that have a little bit of a whitish beard. That is going to be our alpha Glenn, as I was talking about a little bit earlier. And I'm really happy for you guys right now because it's been a long while since I've seen all our members out and about all at once, the vast majority of our members. Does anybody have any last burning questions? Any last burning questions? Question, yes. Great question. So she's asking about the mourning process of our chimpanzee. Yeah, unfortunately that is a part of chimpanzee cycles. Living and also passing on. Chimpanzees, very similar to us, can definitely mourn. They all have their different ways of mourning as well. Of course, here at the LA Zoo, we would do our best to honor what happens to that body or anything like that if it ever comes to that. But our chimpanzees, like us people, we mourn. It would just be a tough time for our chimpanzees. But that's when they would definitely take an opportunity, similar to us humans, which is pretty inspirational, to be together and supporting each other through those tough times. Will they have a funeral like us? Probably not, but will they definitely honor their fallen member in their own way? Yes, they will. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Really great questions for everybody today. If anyone has any other questions while I'm packing up, feel free to tag me. But thank you so much, everybody. I hope you have a great day at the LA Zoo.
Right. Ask him how to get to the rhinos, and we're out of here.
I know the boring answers that I really love all of them. They're all so different. They all have their own personalities and different antics about them. I think they're all really incredible. We bus. Two kids want a lot. It's not just for hiking. It's the way it's having trouble or having fun. So yeah, they quite a bit. Oh yeah, so one of the things about we're about here right now, but basically what you want to do, you're really close. You want to keep going this direction like this, so you move up a little bit of a ramp. That's what you have for Asia. We have some channels with the pocket, just keep going this way basically. You cross a little bit of a bridge. And that's in that area where the tiger will be. There'll be like a red building with monkey centers on lasers, and the tiger will be right there. Look at that.
Right there, Bella. No more up. Bella, ahorita
Huh?